All right. So sound check. Let's get this synced up. 3, 2, 1. Close enough. Well, let's go do another one. 3, 2, 1. I feel good about that one. Okay, cool. And you can hear that?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it then.
Yeah, obvious, we got a problem here. And it's more than just Alvin streaming Punisher. When life begins to suck, who's reporting it? Luckily, you got two friends who you won't forget. Coming live, Alvin and Fran on survival. Laughing non-stop, case drops on a cycle. Louder than intrusive thoughts off an iPhone. How they make the world seem bright with the lights off? AFs, it might as well stay up. Lies being told like that dinosaur BS. Magnifying glass to the ground if they don't see us. Having a time, roasting your favorite pizza. Bougie ain't an option, it's the way. Take it to the grave, add poop into the place. You already know when they take the case. Laugh the pain away, it's affirmative.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Affirmative Murder, the equal opportunity true crime comedy podcast. I am Alvin Williams, joined as always by my partner in true crime, Fran and Alvin.
Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Yeah, man, I'm the mailman. Can't you tell, man? Gonna post on.
What up?
Folks, I'm super excited. I feel like we figured out something that we've been trying to do for the last couple of weeks. If you've seen on our social media, we've been trying to do a video aspect. I think we've taken it to new heights. I had a consultation with somebody who's an expert in this field of engineering and producing and things like that. It gave me some great pointers. And now we come to you revitalized, hopefully, and with a new lease on life and a new lease on content creation. And I'm feeling really good about it. Fran, I'm seeing you. You're looking crispy.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully other people will be able to see some clips of what we're doing. I don't know if it's going to be the full episodes or anything like that, but hopefully people will be able to see the elevation from what we were putting out a couple weeks ago to now, and then you start to build.
Yeah.
You keep building and keep building and keep building. Fran, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. I'm excited that, like you just said, about us now recording live now. So I think not live, but you know what I mean? Like they got some people get the visual effects of us while we do our stories and just kind of get our jokes off and shit. But I'm more excited about the other shit that we plan on doing, as far as like, you know, maybe like once a week we may go live or something like that. I don't know. To kind of,
we are working on
that.
Trying to get
some of you guys in here so we can, right. Trying to get hip with it. Trying to get hip. So get you guys in here so we can just stream and just chat it up about whatever's funny on the internet. I think that's gonna be cool. But
and this new platform that we're working on seems to be what will help us. We'll be able to do that with a really smooth and streamlined
all-in-one
way.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. But speaking on like things with the internet, I don't really get into like I don't know how political this is or anything like that, but I really don't get in. It's not. I'm not going there.
Okay.
I'm just.
Where
it's just like I just don't want to. It's because usually I don't talk about stuff like this because I don't care about, like, you know, political stuff and the president, but I can't. The videos I've been seeing, I can't just not talk about Joe Biden. Like I don't get into like who's the best president, shit like that, and what they trying to do and by being the leader of the world. But to see this guy stand up here and see, like, this dude is a robot. I mean, like, he's.
But on the other end, we got Donald Trump doing a podcast with Logan Paul holding up a championship belt.
Yeah.
It really is like a joke at this point. I don't know. It's really silly.
Being a president of the United States doesn't hold that.
It means nothing.
That gravity that it used to have.
No, it's not a respected seat.
I mean, this guy, Joe Biden. I mean, like, I'm not sitting up here like I'm not.
It has nothing to do with politics. That's why I understand what you're saying.
Right,
he
but
is
like,
objectively an old, frail, decrepit, demented man. Like, there was speculation that he shit on himself a couple weeks ago. Like on TV, like he was on a stage doing a thing, and he had to be escorted away and couldn't shake the hands of dignitaries, and people think he had some kind of accident. Now, it might be speculation. He might have had a medical accident. Maybe he had a headache or something. But our president shouldn't have to be whisked away in the middle of like political engagements. That is crazy.
They had I don't know what they was doing, like some type of show. I don't know. But there's a guy who skydived out of the fucking, you know, from out of a plane or something. And like landed like where he's supposed to land. And like Joe Biden was like completely gone. Everybody was clapping like, yeah, woo. He just was like, he was out of it. He paid that skydiver no mind and just like walked off. And they had to like go and pull him back. I mean, like I said, nah, this dude.
No, he doesn't
He
know
needs
what's
to be in a
going on.
home.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. It's pretty crazy that this is what our election has come down to. That Donald Trump is now a convicted felon on like 34 counts of a crime.
Yeah.
Whether or not you think those crimes are dumb or not serious or whatever, it speaks to the scandalousness of who he is. It's everything that encapsulates his presidency. So whether or not he didn't shoot somebody, attack somebody or whatever, that's not what he was charged for. He was charged for like campaign finance violation. But that speaks to who he is as a person, as a human being. At his core, he's a rotten person who steals from people, who gets over on people. He is an unscrupulous human being. So this being how he's a felon, it speaks perfectly to his character. So we got a felon on one end and like a geriatric, demented old man. Like objectively, again, I don't want to get political either, but we're here, right? Like this is what's happening this year. The election is happening.
I've seen
that's happening, and these are our candidates. I don't care about their policies or any of that stuff.
Right.
These are our candidates in a world where, we got all these young progressive people doing all these amazing things at a ground level. At the highest seat in the nation, it is two people over the age of 75 years old who are both senile. Donald Trump is also a senile person. He's just on those amphetamines. You know what I'm saying? He's cranked up. He's just louder and more energetic with his crazy.
For sure.
Where Sleepy Joe, which is a nickname that has stuck because it's very accurate. Sleepy Joe is very docile and quiet and what? And that's why that's it's more concerning. For sure, where Donald Trump's like, yeah, and he's doing a little dance. He's not saying anything that makes any sense.
His hair is like almost like blown away off his head.
It's a really sad sight.
I just seen too many videos of this guy being so out of it. Like, this guy needs to be in a home where like they had a full on Juneteenth fucking concert or something, and he was just like, everybody's dancing. Camilla, what's his name? Camilla, how you say her name?
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris dancing and shit like that.
Kamala.
And he's just like, I was like, no, he's out.
I feel bad for us, and I feel bad for young kids because we got spoiled, bro. You can, again, this is not being political. We're just looking at the candidates. So I don't even want to talk about policies. If you are a person who is listening to this and you go, you don't think Barack Obama was a super cool, smooth, fly dude, you're racist. Like you're like a hater. Like it's just one of the two. You might not be racist, but you're definitely a hater. If you don't think Barack Obama was like cool and fly and could talk well, and they throw him a basketball, he wets a three and then walks away like, I don't know.
Wets a three?
What? Was that
what
crazy?
80? Yeah. Wets?
Am I 8?
I said 80. Who says that? He swishes? You can say swish.
Swish is more cool than wet?
Yes. He wets a three?
Okay, well, he swishes a three.
Fucking guy, man.
All right.
He wets a three?
All right, Kumo D.
This guy.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I swish the ball in a zoobity boop. Okay, so anyway, he swishes
Who says that?
He swishes the three and then is like, does a Michael Jordan shoulder shrug and is like, all right, I gotta go sign some bills. And he doesn't make a big deal out of it. He was just super cool. And I think we got spoiled by that. And for us to now vacillate to this is these pasty old decrepit men. It's just like it looks lame. And I think Barack Obama was so cool that every president going forward, unless it's The Rock, unless it's some young hip candidate, they're all gonna look lame. Like they're just gonna look lame.
Though. Yeah, but this is also the issue. Like you bringing up The Rock to be a potential.
It's sad, but it's possible. Like that's where we are.
But that's the sad part, though. Why The Rock could be a potential candidate to become president?
He's charismatic. He's likable. He's got great approval rating.
And that's the name of the game. And that's terrible for our country.
Yeah, that's where we are.
He shouldn't. A person who used to do the people's elbow on people shouldn't be in the running to possibly become president.
You can go look up SmackDown footage on YouTube and see Donald Trump rubbing his fist in like Stone Cold Steve Austin's face or something like that. It's insane.
Back when though? Like prime Trump?
I don't know, 2013? It wasn't that long ago.
That wasn't
It was not long enough ago that he should be president.
Oh, okay.
He was wearing the Donald Trump suit in the video. Like
he always wear that.
Yeah, that's true. He always had the big long tie down past his penis, and
it's like it's like SpongeBob. He never changes an outfit. Like you go in his closet and he has the fucking
5,000 Armani black suits with red really long ties.
That's his jam.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I appreciate taking a minute to just lament at our candidates and what our future looks like. I don't think either of these people, I don't know if they're around in 4 years. Like that's the crazy part.
If he wins again, Joe Biden wins again, doesn't know. He can do another term, right?
Yeah,
He can do
he's
another
2
4 years?
terms. I don't think he makes it, though.
No, listen to this. If he does, say this happened, hypothetically, he gets another term, and all of a sudden he's like, has loads of energy and shit like that.
He's on the juice.
They cloned him. No, they cloned him.
Oh, wow.
They cloned that man. No way. This guy's like this now. And then
he
all
gets
of a sudden,
the second
a
win?
new term. He got a second win.
A life second win is
no.
crazy.
Fuck no.
At 84, he's just like, man, no, let's get it. Let's do it. He's dancing and stuff. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
No, I'm on that. I'm on that. Let's keep an eye on that. If second term Joe is cranked up, they put him in that's test tube, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
They cloned him, or it's like a guy in prosthetics, like the Master of Disguise. Become another person. Then he goes into his room at night and he can do backflips and he's young.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So before we move on to the fucked up shit, folks, real quick, I wanted to touch on something that was not big, and I hate even giving it.
It took the internet by storm for sure.
It did take the internet by storm.
It
felt planned. It felt planned, and that's why I didn't want to feed into it. But there's a bigger thing at play that it became a topic of the internet without me needing to feed into it. So there was a young lady, I don't care what her name is. She's like one of those trad wives on social media. She wears an apron and she like cooks food or whatever. And she was doing a story time on her TikTok and she's like, yeah. And she's a white woman. And she's telling the story and she's like, yeah, all of my friends, they're married to broke ass niggas. And she said it like that, real casual. And the way I saw so many black people who were other TikTok creators saying, hey guys, there's a white woman on the internet right now. She's saying the N-word. Do not engage her. This is whoever that blonde girl was from a few years ago who was like blonde and being volatile and rage baiting and just saying shit to piss people off. And it ended up making her millions of dollars.
Yeah.
This is another one of those. So I saw a lot of black people being like, hey, y'all, listen, just let her talk into nothingness. And it made me realize that I think that white people have created this crazy cycle where of outrage and then boosting, like the Kyle Rittenhouse effect. Obviously, Kyle Rittenhouse did something terrible. But like Kyle Rittenhouse, controversy, canceled. Then the conservative side takes him and boosts him up and pays him to do speaking engagements. And now he has a job as a controversial speaker existing in social media. And we watched a woman try to commit this playbook to action by just being like casually cooking some food and just being like, I don't know, N-word. Oh, did I say the N-word? Yeah. Oh, what are you guys going to get mad at me? And then she was like, so then she doubled down. But again, I just didn't feel like black people gave a shit. So she goes, I see a lot of people in my comments saying that I should be canceled for saying the N-word. Well, guess what? I don't care. And it was like, even that energy was like,
it was a plan.
Who's this to? Like, who are you talking to? I don't even.
It was a plan.
Yeah.
To say something,
inflammatory,
provocative, and to get, us to go, oh, look, she's an N-word. And then it's like,
and attention.
Then again, attention, and then come back and go like, you did exactly what I wanted you guys to do. What, you want to get me fired? So
here's the twist that I've seen, and I could be wrong, but this is what made me interested. So she gets fired. Now the double down comes where she goes, she gets banned off TikTok. She goes over to Twitter and she's like, hey guys, I guess I need to find a job somewhere else because I've been banned for saying for speech. What is it? They're trying to censor my speech and my Fifth Amendments, all that dumb, goofy shit, right? So then the conservative side starts to take her in and be like, yeah, okay, yeah, we like that. You say what you want to say. Fuck them. Don't let them tell you what you can and cannot say.
Yeah.
And then she goes, yeah, right. Then they start going through her background. Apparently, she dated a brown dude. I don't know if he was black, Indian, Hispanic, whatever. So they're like,
he's a man of color.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What's that? So she goes on like a Newsmax, these like crazy fringe InfoWars, right-wing leaning, controversial things, and is like, hey, can I have a job? Like that's how she's whatever the white version of tap dancing is. She's shucking and driving. Hey guys, the Jewish people have laser beams and black people stink and they smell like coconut butter. And she's doing all this stuff and they go, wait a minute, are you Jewish? What? Am I what? And now apparently they think she's Jewish. So she's now being outcasted by the right wing for not meeting their criteria.
Wow.
So she played the game, got the attention of the people she wanted the attention from, and then they go, you don't make the cut. It was like American Idol.
Wow.
So she didn't get her golden ticket. Yeah, she didn't get her golden ticket. But obviously, I stopped paying attention once I heard this part because I thought it was interesting. I will not pursue this story any further and look for updates. As far as I'm concerned, that's what happened. And now she will go away, and she will never be on my feed again. If anybody is watching and tuning into her, it's people that it's now gone somewhere that doesn't register on my feed anymore. I don't care anymore. But if that's how the story ended, I think that's hilarious. And that's the only part about it that made it interesting. People rage baiting and doing things to get attention so they can make a platform for themselves, and then just it's all been done before. Laura Ingalls, these people have done it. It's all been done before. You come out on Fox News in 2006, you go, Santa Claus. People are saying they have black Santa Clauses at Big Lots. First of all, Santa Claus isn't black. And then, wow, boom, news cycle. Everybody's talking about you. How could you say something like that? Santa Claus is black. Santa Claus is an idea. Now you just eating. News media cycle taken over by something somebody said on purpose to be inflammatory and get attention. And I'm just not feeding into it anymore. We're going into 2025. Rage baiting is so corny. It's so obvious. I don't know many people who aren't blatant about it. I don't know many people who do it well. There's nothing thought-provoking about going, all your friends who are white, middle class, upper middle class, whatever the fuck women are dating broke-ass niggas. You said that simply to piss people off. That's rage baiting. I'm all for having a conversation, but just to say stuff to piss people off and then get attention and then say, fuck you guys for being upset is corny as hell. I remember there was a girl that when the Beyonce album came out, you know, whether you not liked it or not, because it was country and then you didn't think it was country, whatever, she said some shit like, Beyonce, first of all, you're black. You don't know anything about country music, so why don't you shut the fuck up? That's not a music opinion. That's not you saying something about you don't like the drums or the guitar patterns. That's you just saying something to be like, I'm going to say something controversial. Let's light this match.
Yeah.
And I'm not with that. And I'm not feeding into it in 2024. And I hate that I brought her up. I didn't say her name. I'm not going to say her name. But I just thought it was interesting to see the play, see it unfold in real time, and then her get to the goal. And then it's like, are you Jewish? Ew. No, you're not hired. Like, you aren't getting a job here. Did you date a Mexican guy? Hell no. You're out of here. We don't do any of that shit over here. And she's like, well, what do you mean? But like, I got fired from my job and I obfuscated I made up enemies with all these black people. Well, hey,
looking stupid.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Look at what showing your whole ass gets you in life. So I just felt that was like a feel good story. I thought it was fun and I loved it. So fuck her and fuck anybody that's out here doing rage bait shit in 2024 and beyond, man. It's corny as hell. Man.
So you get the views, man. What do you expect?
I mean, listen, it still works. I'm not gonna lie and deny. Like she made a news cycle. She was everywhere in some kind of capacity. Not everywhere, but she was in a lot of places. I'm not gonna say she blew the internet up, but she went viral for sure.
For sure.
So it still works. But like, I'm all for bad viral. So sometimes people can go bad viral, and I think this was an example of like bad viral. Like now, okay, it's been 2 weeks now. What do you have to show for it? You don't have a job. You're a pariah and you're not going to get a job at Newsmax or Fox News or at least maybe not. Maybe you won't. Maybe you will. But like, who cares? Like, you look dumb.
Why every time something like this happens, we call for their job though?
Because you hit people in their pockets, man. I agree that that's petty, but I don't know. That's what people do. We don't have any control over what the internet does. And that's the internet's go-to move. So like, I might be like, fuck her, stop paying attention to her. And other people might go, let's find her job where she lives, her school. Let's tell the school that she goes to, get her expelled from school. Yeah. Some people are like, I like the saying of like, you wanted the attention. You got it. Like, this is what you wanted, right? Well, you got me. And there's people out there that's like, once you get my attention, I'm petty. So you got my attention. This is what you wanted, right? Well, here's my attention. I'm going to go on the internet because I'm really good at it. I'm going to find your mom's name. I'm going to email her the video of you saying this. I'm going to email your dean. I'm going to email your job. I'm going to email everybody in your contacts list. And then if you wanted attention so bad, you're going to get all the attention you want. And then you can answer for what you did, or you can double down on it. Again, in every capacity, I'm always like, the internet's the internet, bro. This shit's not real. Like, any outrage you see on the internet is not real, bro. I remember just a few weeks ago, they had the Met Gala, and everybody was like, hey, block celebrities. Like, this is the last straw. We're sick of seeing these people flaunting their opulence in our face. Block every celebrity. We're not going to give them the attention anymore. People took a bunch of screenshots of them blocking Zendaya and blocking
What does that do? What does that
Chris
do?
Hemsworth or whatever. And guess what? It didn't mean anything. And guess what? As soon as they took the screenshot, they unblocked Zendaya because they can't help but want to see what Zendaya's doing with her life. Yeah. None of it's real. Everybody is just fucking it's all just posturing and wanting to sound good. None of it's real, bro. We are sheep. And organizing us as a people to do anything in mass is impossible. It will never be done. Some people will take the screenshot. Some people will lie. Some people will just outright lie and say they're doing something that they're not doing.
For sure.
You know, it's just crazy, bro. So
yeah,
the internet's the internet. But there's a lot of money to be made in that. So that's why
I agree.
I feel like we need to stop. You got to find the balance of standing on this morality of being like, bro, I'm not on the internet, man. I'm a real life person. I don't do all that fake shit, because it's like, you're missing out on a lot of bags. I'm not saying go out and say the N-word and try to go viral, but even though it's a fake world, the money that it produces is very real.
It's not all about money sometimes. People have
I'm not saying compromise your morals.
And morals and shit like that. People are like,
I'm not saying compromise your morals, but I'm saying, bro, this internet
for the bag
shit,
you are.
Huh?
For the bag you
No, I'm not. I'm never saying compromise your morals. Never. I'm never saying compromise your morals. But what I'm saying is, if you step out of your comfort zone a little bit, you'd be surprised at how much money is around on this internet. And so to anybody listening to this, if you like to knit, or, you know, you like dogs or whatever, bro, make a Twitch and watch dog videos, or make some content, bro, but just keep it. Don't be racist. Make content.
Don't be
like
racist.
The lady was making a cake. She could have just made the cake. She had to throw the N-word.
Nobody see. Nobody know. I didn't know she was making no damn cake. I thought she was just cooking.
Whatever she was doing, I don't know. She was making a cake. She was cooking.
Tutorial. Cook with me video. That was.
And she wasn't getting the likes and the views, so she was like, "Man, let me sprinkle this N-word on here one time." And guess what?
Saute this N-word on this.
Down the elbow. Let me drizzle this in on this TikTok real quick. Yeah, man. So that's one way. I think we should, focus on things, longevity plays. But anyway, bro, I just wanted to talk about that real quick. I didn't want to go into a whole thing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna get to some fucked up shit. So stick around. Affirmative Murder is brought to you by Kikoff. Have you ever gone up to a vending machine and seen a Rice Krispie treat hanging by the edge of its life? And you know that if you buy the Rice Krispie treat behind that, you'll have become a vending machine master, pulling off the 2-for-1 special, the ultimate beating of the system. That is until Kikoff came into existence. When it comes time to buy a home, a car, or find a new apartment, a bad credit score can be a big roadblock. But Kikoff found a way to beat the system with a fast and easy way to build credit up safely each month. Sign up for a monthly plan in minutes and start building credit right away for as low as $5. Listen, folks, credit is complicated, but one thing I know for sure about it is that a good score is necessary in life. You can use AutoPay to build your credit while you sleep and never have to worry about missing a payment. So if your credit score could use a little TLC, which who's couldn't these days, join the over 1 million people who are building their credit with Kikoff right now. Get your first month for $1 off at getkikoff.com/AMP today. That's Kikoff at GetKikoff.com/AM as in, man, my credit's fantastic. P. This special offer applies to new Kikoff premium customers for their first month only and is subject to approval and only available on getkikoff.com/AMP. Terms of offer are subject to change. All right, and we are back. Fran, before we get started, man, let me say to you, happy Father's Day. First of all, let's give a round of applause.
Hey, man, thank you. Hey, you too, though, man. You too, man.
Yeah, man, thank you very much. It's still early, but
it counts.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to give. Obviously, if you're listening to this, is post Father's Day, but we're recording before Father's Day, so I want to give Fran his flowers. And to anybody out there, and to all the mothers out there doing the job of both parents, shout out to y'all. Happy Father's Day to y'all as well.
Is that what we doing?
Do you have something to say about that?
Oh,
okay.
Is that
cool.
what we doing?
Right,
that was a question. It was a legitimate question.
That's what I'm doing. Shout out to all my sisters out there doing their thing.
All my sisters out there.
So
shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Shout out to all the queens. So, Fran.
No, man, don't get past it. So, are you excited? This is your first Father's Day. I mean, it counts, man. Even if the due date was in, I don't know. What if Father's Day happened to land on December? It still counts.
Mm-hmm.
You still would have been considered Father's Day for you. So
I got a baby cooking, so I'm happy about Father's Day. I'm excited to fire the grill up, I'm excited to just become washed, bro. Like, okay. I'm excited. I got me a pair of New Balances. I got some jean shorts.
I got the Nikes.
Yeah,
the old man shoes.
Yeah. I'm just excited about that, just being washed, bro. Obviously, I'm joking. I never plan on being washed, but I'm excited to do some of, step into some of that dad realm, fire the grill up, have a nice chill day to myself and just enjoy family and relaxing and, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't plan on just like, falling apart and crumbling like the stereotype is like, yeah, you just get some kind of dad.
What's the stereotype? I don't know that stereotype.
Yeah, you like the stereotype of a dad is like you have some kind of gut, you tell bad jokes. Like,
well, I do that. I tell bad jokes all the time in my house, so they think I'm funny. So,
well,
I don't think it's a bad joke.
Then it's not a bad joke. A bad joke is like everybody knows it's not funny, and that's like what's funny. It's like they're laughing.
No, but it's a bad joke to an adult. To kids, it's not a bad joke.
No, I'm here to make kids laugh, bro. Like, I'm off. That's not a bad joke. If it's making the kids laugh, it's not a bad joke.
Okay.
The kids thinking it's a bad joke is what makes it a bad joke.
Yeah.
I'm not here to be some lame dude who's like, oh man, my dad's here, guys. Don't embarrass me. My kids are gonna think I'm cool as shit. And like want me to come to stuff. And then I'll be like, maybe I'll come. I don't know. I might come through.
Until you hit like 13 and go like, all right, Dad, you need to relax. Don't come around here. My friends are here.
Nah, my objective in life is
that's when you come in and be corny and say stupid jokes and they go like, oh, this is my dad. That's when you fall into the dad.
Nah, my objective in life is always to be like, my kids are like, hey man, please. And I'm like, nah, bro, I can't come down and say hi to your friends tonight at pizza night. I got the pizza, y'all enjoy it, but I'm cool. That's my objective. Obviously, I probably will fail the mission, but I don't want my kids to be like, oh my God, that's my dad, guys. Just don't laugh at his jokes. They're not funny. Like, nah.
Yeah, I get that.
I've never been a lame in my life, so
I think I'm a cool dad.
Definitely.
Max thinks I'm supposed to be an NBA because I'm so athletic. I'm telling you, I told you a story. I go to the park and I'm jumping over shit, and they like, whoa.
Yeah,
man. I gotta pull out. I'm not gonna be able to do it for long.
Yeah,
I can
put
now.
The images in their brain.
My dad had ton of medals.
Yeah, man, your dad was like a track star. Yeah, man,
so that's cool.
Your dad wasn't somebody. It's the nerve of you to be talking. Your dad used to pull up in the vet with a girl in the passenger side.
Oh,
beep beep, and he had medals and shit on trophies everywhere. Nobody. Your dad was not some like, oh, my dad's here, bro. Like he's like he's
alright. He's alright.
So anyway, the affirmative murder that we're diving into this week is the story of the Wendy's massacre that took place in Flushing, Queens.
Wendy's massacre.
Yeah.
You like Wendy's?
I love Wendy's, bro. A square burger,
too.
Flame broiled, the chili
nuggets.
They got a lot of off menu things that
top tier.
Yeah, they got a lot of not off menu, but like things that aren't just burgers and fries that are elite that I wouldn't get from other places.
For sure.
They have good salads. Their chicken nuggets are good. The chili, as I mentioned, the frosty
chili.
Yeah, they've good.
I haven't had the chili.
They have good chili. Excuse me, I burped.
Do you eat it with something, or you just eat it out the bowl?
Yeah, the little paper bowl with the plastic lid.
I'm not a fan of chili.
Yeah, I love chili, bro.
I'm not a fan of chili.
Do you take it home? Because I wouldn't use their sour cream packets, but you take it home. If you got a dollop of daisy, you drop a dollop of daisy in that chili. Mm-hmm. Elite, great stuff.
Okay.
Or you take that, dump it on some fries, chili fries. So Wendy's has
man. That's so you. That's so you.
I can't eat chili fries. That's so me.
You can make. Why can't you make chili fries? You gotta go to Wendy's and go, I'm a chili here. Would you buy you buy the fries from there too?
Yeah,
you make your own fries. Buy the fries from there, you just go.
Well, I mean, really, if I wanted to have a real day, let's talk about it. If I wanted to really have a day about it, I would go to Wendy's because geographically where I'm located in my place right now, I have a Wendy's south and a McDonald's north.
Okay.
I will go get the fries from McDonald's, go get the chili from Wendy's, and then I'm in the center at home. I can do all this in 10 minutes, get back home, everything's still piping hot. Mm-hmm. And then in a bowl, configure it with the chili fries, sprinkle some cheese on top, the dollop of daisy with McDonald's crispy hot fries. Then you order the fries, you tell them no salt. So you get crispy, fresh, hot fries from McDonald's. You don't have to worry about any of those soggy bits. Then you dump the chili and the cheese.
Those are delicious, but go ahead.
Your soggy fry take is something I'm not going to go to.
Delicious soggy fries.
But you do all those things, you reconfigure it at home. McDonald's fries, Wendy's chili.
But why? But that takes so much time. Why?
It takes less time to make them chili fries. Yeah, make chili.
You don't have to leave the house. You don't have to use gas. You don't have to leave the house. This man wanted to just go ahead and just.
Listen, man. Everybody's not out here eating chicken with ketchup and salmon with mustard.
What's wrong with that?
Some of us like to explore our palates and try new things. And some of
buying chili from Wendy's and buying French fries from McDonald's, and then that's exploring your palate.
Yeah, it's called culinary experimentation.
Sure.
Anyway, the Wendy's massacre, bro. So on May 2000, there was a mass murder that took place at a Wendy's fast food restaurant on 4012 Street in Flushing, Queens, in New York City. So we got John Taylor and Craig Godinu. So they entered this Wendy's and they ordered 7 employees to go into the basement freezer. Mm-hmm. Jonathan Taylor spoke with the manager named John August, right? He spoke to him in the downstairs freezer area. He then forced John to call a meeting with the employees in the basement freezer. Yeah. When the employees got to the basement, it was obvious that there was no meeting that took place. Well, we can get to the background a little bit of our suspects, right? So we got Craig Godinu. So he was born in the Bronx and he was raised in Queens. So probably, in the vicinity of this Wendy's. He was a victim of sexual assault at age 10. Not that this excuses him being a robber or anything like that, but probably not a good home life. He was abnormally tall, I would say. He was 6'5", while Jonathan Taylor was 5'5", and Craig Godinu was 6'5". So they had like a Of Mice and Men, Larry and what's the other guy's name? Larry and Mo. I don't know. That's Three Stooges. Anyway, the guys from Of Mice and Men, that kind of thing, like big Oafy dummy guy and little. He's the brains of the operation, 5'5" guy, that kind of thing.
Me and you,
huh?
Me and you.
Which one are you?
I'm the smart one.
Okay. Anyway, so Godinu has at least one child, and he stated that he was stressed out about money before the Wendy's robbery, and he needed to pay his bills. This was kind of his reasoning for wanting to go get money from a Wendy's, which is, I don't know, kind of dumb. I mean, how much money is Wendy's pulling in on a day-to-day basis? Anyway, so Godinu was introduced to the street life when he was 18 years old. He dabbled in dealing some crack cocaine, and he worked the corners and those kind of things. And his corner was about 2 miles from his house. So, living foul, just living foul. It's just, it is what it is. He served some jail time for selling drugs and robbery on 3 different occasions prior to the Wendy's massacre. Godinu met Taylor while they were both working as security guards at a clothing store in Jamaica, Queens. The two had only known each other for 1 month before going into this Wendy's. Okay, so that's Craig. Now let's get into John Taylor. As I said, John Taylor was 5'5" and husky, right? Little, stocky, short guy. I think Kevin Hart is also 5'5", so picture Kevin Hart being husky. Taylor was a former employee of the Wendy's restaurant and had also worked closely with some of the victims. These were people that he knew. Yeah. He had been forced out of his position as an assistant manager of the Wendy's and moved to another location about a year before going into this Wendy's that we're talking about today. I think that Craig Godinu was hard up for money. Mm-hmm. Jonathan B. Taylor was also hard up for money, but freshly spiteful and upset about his Wendy's, and was like, "Yo, you need some money? Yeah, right. I know a fucking Wendy's. I know how much money they make. I know where they put the money. Like, let's go let's go hit it if you're down." I think the conversation went something like that. So anyway, we're back at the Wendy's. There's 7 people going down in the freezer. Let's get into that. So the 7 people who were in the freezer, we got Jean August, who was the manager of the Wendy's. He was engaged. Also in the freezer was Ali Ibadat. He was a native of Pakistan. Also, we had Jeremy Melee. Jeremy was from the Jersey Shore. He had plans to join in the military because he was only 18 years old. Also in the freezer was Ramon Nazario. He was 44 years old. He was born in Puerto Rico. He was married. He had 2 children. He had been working at this Wendy's for 3 months and was working 72 hours a week. Yeah. He had planned to find a different job with fewer hours and better pay, which is, you deserve that. 72 hours a week is insane. Yeah. Also in the basement was a woman named Anita Smith. She was 23 years old. She was also from New York. She was the oldest of 5 children. She had plans of going to school to study social work. She also volunteered at an autistic children after school program. She was a good kid. She was engaged to be married. Anita had a lot going for her. She also worked as a cashier at the Wendy's. And in an interview later on after this incident, Joaquin Johnson stated that Anita was supposed to leave at 11 p.m., which was closing time, but she stayed a little later to help out. Another man who was part of the crew who was at the freezer meeting that was a lie was Jaquion Johnson, who was 18 years old. And then lastly, we have Patricio Castro, who was an immigrant from Ecuador who had began working at the Wendy's restaurant only 2 weeks before this day in question where these two men came in to the Wendy's.
Yeah.
So again, we got the suspects, Jonathan Taylor and Craig Godinu. So,
but this story also, I have this fear, and it's sad to see stories where it's like people being hurt or being killed at work. Hits me in a different spot because it's like these people are just trying to make some money, survive, take care of their loved ones, and then something crazy like this happens. I mean, I'm not talking about just strictly murder. I mean, like when people are on the job and are
have to deal with a
killed from some
robbery,
incident, whatever. Yeah, right. And it's just like it's so sad. And that's kind of go back to rest in peace to the workers that was on the Key Bridge. Was like these people were working.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to provide for their families, and then something tragic happens, and then it's like you hear the stories like, "Damn, they was at work, man, at fucking work."
Is
and
really
tragic
really
shit happen
sad.
like that, or like this story is sad, man.
It's people just trying to make some money, man. It's hard out here. So while in the freezer, Taylor and Godinu bound and gagged the employees with duct tape. They placed bags over their heads and shot them one by one in the head before robbing the restaurant. So they planned on executing everybody in the building before taking what was in the till at a Wendy's restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. The 7 people. The plan, that being the plan, is to take them all in the basement and execute them all for what, Fran? A nice day at Wendy's. What's in the register? A couple grand?
And that's what when you brought up the fact that he knows how much money they make, I go like, all right, well, how much money are they?
What's the best day as an assistant manager?
I get it's a franchise, Wendy's? But how much money are they making?
Yeah, he knows
a night.
So you got to ask him, like, what's the best day you ever seen at this Wendy's as the assistant manager? Where you go, man, we got to put this in the bag, take it to the Bank of America. At the end of the day, it's what? I mean, I would have to imagine maybe $5,000. Like a full day. A Wendy's opens up at, let's say it opens up at 8 o'clock. From 8 to 10, 8 to 11.
Right.
What?
Also, what's the day? I figure he should know the day. I don't know the day this happened.
Right.
But like, I would assume that he knows, like, oh, we should do this on like a Friday night, because that's when it was a 15 to.
It was a summer day. It was May in 2000.
I'm talking about the day of the week, because obviously,
like what's the busy day or
the busiest day. Like they would, I figured he would know that. But I mean, like, still, you couldn't go, hey man, look, I know I used to work at this Wendy's. They make this. Maybe you give me. I'm not doing it anyway. But if you come to me like, maybe we get 2,500. I go like, what? No, man.
Maybe we get 2,500.
I'm not doing it anyway. But no,
to massacre 7 people.
Yeah,
I mean that's insane. Like, you duct taped them. You got them all down there.
He knew exactly where to go with them.
So that tells me Jonathan Taylor is mad. He got fired. Yep. And that's speculation, but it tells me he was like, man, fuck them. With no witnesses. Something that's like, didn't need to be, that he made it. Like, no, we can't leave any witnesses behind. But in his mind, he's like, this is the guy that took my job. This guy, John. He took my job.
Nothing to do with money.
Yes. There's a lot of anger here, and I think that I don't want to take anything away from the Godinu guy because he was involved. He was complacent and complicit and was involved in the robbery, but I feel like he was just maybe going along with this guy who had a lot of anger to this Wendy's and the staff that made this decision to tie these people up and shoot all of them execution style in the freezer of the Wendy's. It just seems like a step beyond what they needed to do in order to rob this Wendy's.
For sure. And I'm guessing that Taylor told Craig was like, he didn't matter of fact, he didn't tell him. What was the whole reason? What was the real reasoning behind doing this, committing this crime, as far as like money? He was like, no. Because I guarantee if something happened like this and the person comes out and goes, hey man, I want a revenge. You go like, we did this. I'm trying to eat.
I wanted money.
I'm trying to eat, and you did this for what?
Yeah.
This could have been clean or whatever. You wanted revenge? No, that's when it get messy. Everything go left. Nah.
Yeah, crazy stuff, man. So Taylor held the gun. It was a .380 semi-automatic pistol. He put the gun to all the employees that God knew duct taped. So John Taylor had the gun, and God knew was the person who bagged him up, put the bags over their head and tied him up. So that's an accomplice. God knew put the bag over all 7 of the employees' heads. And then God knew later stated that the robbery got out of control when the manager tried to break free of his duct tape. Once the manager broke free, because they said that because he said he couldn't breathe, he swung at God knew. Out of impulse, he says he hit him. And then he says once he hit the manager, John reached over and shot him. Which is like, bro, let's just jump him. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's 2 of us. What are we? It's just such an escalation. But something tells me Jonathan Taylor had plans on hurting somebody before they even went into that Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, and once he reached over and shot him, he shot the female. Now, I don't know which one that I think, was there only one woman? Anita? Was Anita the only woman there? Yeah. So that's why he's able to say that. Yeah, Anita was the only woman there. So he shot the manager and then shot Anita Smith. Then he goes, and once he shot the female, me and John were in the freezer fighting. So, because, understandable, you're here for $2,500 or whatever you agreed to, and now you're a part of a double murder. He says, I'm like picking him up and beating him and everything, because, again, 6'5" versus 5'5". So he says, he's really trying to handle the situation. We're wrestling for the gun, and as we're wrestling for the gun, he picks it up and he cocks it back, and he tells me, if I hit him again, he's going to shoot me. So that's when he told me to finish it. And I said, finish what? And he was like, you got to finish everybody. You got to kill everybody. And he says he forced my hand. I just closed my eyes, and by the time I closed my eyes, for some reason, everybody was dead. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
He had me for a second where I'm like, I don't know, it was either me or you. And it's like, then all of a sudden, 5 more people were dead.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He lost me at the fight. He lost me at that point. I said, there's no way.
He didn't do all that.
That didn't happen.
And like, why wouldn't he just shoot you? He's only known you for like 2 weeks.
Exactly.
So you done turned on me? I'll just shoot you too and take all the money. So yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
He lost me.
Whole story's bullshit. So I fight him. I'm wrestling and everything.
Y'all fought, and then y'all just
the gun fell, slid underneath the freezer.
No.
Then when I looked up, he had the gun bag in his hand. He said, "And you know what? Since you want to be petulant, now you have to shoot everybody else." So I just did what I had to do. And then all of a sudden, I closed my eyes, and then bibbity bobbity boo, everybody else was dead. You lost me. That's a good point for us. That's very observant of you, Fran, to go. You fought each other, and he didn't just shoot you. He doesn't even know you.
Exactly. He don't even know you, man.
He's known you for like a month.
Cause that to him is like, oh, you're turning on me.
Fuck that.
No, I'll get
I've
you. I've
already killed 2 people. I'll just kill you 2 and take all the money.
Yeah.
In for a penny,
Go too far. I already went too far. Fuck this.
What's one more?
Yeah. At the fight, I said, no, ain't no way. He described a movie. That's a movie script. He been writing.
Yeah, that's what you tell, so you can try to get this immunity or try to get your deal favorable. It's like, no, it was all him.
Absolutely, it was all him.
So when asked how he could have successfully shot 5 people in the head while his eyes were closed, this guy's an idiot. Godinu replied, for some reason, everything landed. Every bullet landed. Eyes closed, direct execution style headshots to everybody. Eyes closed, and also was like squeamish, like, I don't really want to do this, but bow, 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 bow. Perfect, killed everybody. Come on, man. What are we doing
Execution style?
Yeah, what are we doing here? It just happened to do that. I don't know. The bullets just happened to do that. So
everyone landed. They all landed. My eyes closed, but they all landed.
I wish he's like, I wish I had an answer for you. I was shocked too when I opened my eyes. So Taylor shot John and then Anita. Taylor passed the gun to Godinu, and then he shot Ramon, Patrick, Ali, Jeremy, and Jaquin. And Jaquion. Ali's body had fallen across Patrick's knees, and Patrick stayed in that position in an attempt to play dead, while he believed the shooters were still in the building. So that's important to note. There were 2 survivors in this situation. Jaquion Johnson and Patricio Castro. Jaquion Johnson was shot through the top of his head, accidentally, quote unquote, according to
accidentally.
Yeah, because Craig Godinu said, I just closed my eyes and shot the gun. So he accidentally shot this young man in the back of his fucking head, right? So He was shot in the.
It wasn't even the back. It was like the top of his head, though.
Yeah, so he was on his knees.
That sounds crazy.
He was on his knees. I can picture this. I don't want to.
But he's tall.
He's tall, so he's able to point directly down. This
Gotcha,
kid's on his knees.
That's right.
Or what? Yeah, it's crazy. So, the bullet entered the top of his head, and probably because the bullet traveled in the space between the two lobes of his brain, he was able to survive. The bullet came down out of his nasal cavity and into his mouth.
That sounds nuts.
It's absolutely nuts.
To survive that?
It's insane.
Man.
So Jacquion had been paralyzed on his right side, and he lost the ability to walk, talk, or eat. But however, over time, thankfully, I'll tell people now while you're listening, he was able to make a miraculous recovery from this incident.
Shout out to him, man.
Yes. The other man who was wounded was Patricio Castro. He was only grazed in his cheek by the bullet. So he was shot in the face head area, which is, you can assume that's meant to be an execution style shot. But he happened to shoot him in his cheek.
Could have moved.
Yeah, he could have moved last minute and then played dead. Right? So, like I said, Jacquion and Patricio had fallen on each other and were able to play dead in the situation. Once Patrick and Jacquion realized that the shooters were gone, Patrick was able to call 911 using a fax machine, which I don't even know. God bless. I don't even know how I don't know. You fax 911 to the 911.
You faxed? Oh, okay.
I guess if you fax 911, I guess that's their number.
Maybe.
So like emergency at the Wendy's fax. So my guess is if he did that, it's probably because they cut the phone lines. So Jacquion was coming in and out of consciousness. Understandably, he was shot at the top of his head. Patrick was able to place him in a chair, and Jacquion passed out once again. But when he came to, police and ambulance and personnel were able to be on the scene. Patrick carried Jacquion up the staircase to help him get into the ambulance. So the assistant district attorney of New York at the time, named Greg Lasik, said that the victims were marched single file into a big freezer box. They were told to get on their knees, and they were each shot by the defendants once in the head. That's what happened. Anything else that Craig Godinu was adding is complete bullshit.
A lot.
They took them down there, had them get on their knees, duct taped them and put bags over their head, and then executed each one of them. And then 2 people happened to survive. And then once they got caught, because they didn't expect somebody to survive, now Craig Godinu comes up with this story about how he tried to fight and the guy lost his mind and was going overboard. It's just supposed to be a robbery. None of that's true.
Yeah.
He was perfectly fine with killing 7 people for whatever was in the cash register at a Wendy's. So Taylor and Godinu stole a total of $2,400 from the Wendy's. Most of the money was later found in Taylor's home. Godinu reported that Taylor gave me $300 and a gold coin, a Sacagawea. He gave that man a Sacagawea coin because he went, "Oh, look, shiny. You want this? So I give you $300 and a shiny." It was that gold coin that they had in the year 2000 with the eagle on it, which I would assume is a
dollar?
That's a Sacagawea, right? I mean, right?
It's not a dollar coin. Is that what it is?
It's gold. So I remember the year 2000, bro. They had a whole bunch of unique coins come out that were gold dollars, but the Sacagawea
it's only worth $1 though.
It's only worth $1. Yeah. But I remember because I had for a little bit of time I was trying to collect them. I had a little coin book.
Oh, you had a collection going on?
I had a little coin book.
Okay.
I probably collected like 11 of 1,000, however many unique gold coins came out.
How did you get them?
You go to the bank, you can ask for gold coins, or just in transactions, you might ask for gold coins back. The 2000s were a weird time.
For sure.
I was going and spending $10 at a corner store and being like, "Can I get 6 of the dollars back in gold coins?" Like I'm a fucking pirate.
Really?
Yeah.
But like, I don't understand what's the point of collecting.
But they're collectible. They were collectible coins. If I still had them today, they might be worth more than $1.
That'd be worth more than $1?
Yeah, because they were limited. They were limited edition.
They still sell them on TV though. Don't they still sell gold coins on TV?
No, I don't think those are like
Not
legal
those?
tender. I don't think those are like if you buy them for $25 and then you could just get them and then go spend them at a store. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I could be wrong.
That sounds like a ripoff to me.
Yeah, well, the collectible coins that you're talking about is like the idea, I guess, is you buy it for $40 and then in 50 years it'll be worth $300 or something.
That sounds like a ripoff to me. Oh shit.
But what sounds like a ripoff?
Okay.
The limited edition gold
All
coins?
right.
Yeah, no, it's not a ripoff at all. It's just limited edition money. Well, are they worth some money now?
On eBay, somebody got them on there for about $2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Another thing I gave up on, I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna go get an ice cream sandwich. Took them, took them out of the little plastic container and just went and spent them. Had a little Crown Royal bag. I had a little Crown Royal bag with some gold coins.
Crown Royal bag?
Yeah, you know, black people keep a bunch of shit in Crown Royal.
I know that, but why you have it?
Because it was a place where you stored things. I had a little $2 bill in there, a couple gold coins, a 50-cent piece. One of those coins that had like weird ridges. It was almost like an octagon shaped. I had a bunch of shit like that. Might have had like a Trinidadian currency dollar in there or something like that from some vacation my mom went on. And I probably ended up spending all that shit.
Not the Trinidadian coin, though. How would you?
You go to currency exchange.
You was not doing that. And fucking.
Well, I don't have it anymore.
You was not. Like it's up the street.
I need a McDouble, man. I'll go ahead and take this Trinidadian dollar and get whatever it's worth in American and, go eat something.
Man, currency exchange. You was not going to the currency. I don't know. You. I don't know. Probably, yeah. It's different, man. You beyond your years, man. So I wouldn't put it past you to go to currency exchange. And
if I'm 12 years old and I somehow find like 9p, some European money, I'm not. I know you won't take it at the store, but I'll go find a way to make it money that you'll
anybody else would go, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? You go, I'm gonna take this to currency exchange.
I'll take it to the bank. They'll tell me they'll tell me something to do with it. It's an answer for every question out there, bro. Listen, and
that's why you're such a genius, man. Because some stuff I go, I don't care enough to know the answer. I don't give a shit. You go, I would love to know the answer.
Listen, this is money. It might not be American money, but it's worth something somewhere. Let's go figure this out. I'm hungry, man. Let's go solve this.
Oh man. All right. Well, hey, I take everything I said back because it's worth $2 on eBay. So respect. You was on to something until you folded.
Until I got hungry, bro. Listen, hunger's a son of a bitch, man. You start making bad decisions when you get hungry. I'm going into
hey. Look what
facts.
The story.
Yeah, right. Listen, look at bad decisions. This is the ultimate bad decision. At least me, I just took a bag of coins and tried to go to a Burger King and get 2 long chicken sandwiches for 8 coins. Pocket jingling. It's 2 for $5, bro. You get 2 long chicken subs and put 5 coins down and walk out with a smile.
That's crazy, man. Nah. And the thing about it is you did have serious stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I don't know, man. I might not even be here tomorrow. These kind of thoughts I had. I'm like 12 years old. I might not even be here tomorrow. What am I going to save these coins till I'm 50? No, this is money, bro. I'm going to spend this right now.
Oh, shit.
Didn't even spend it on something valuable.
Oh,
went and bought food with it. Pretty dumb. Might bought a pack of gum. Anyway, so investigators arrested Taylor on Long Island. While on the way back to Queens, Taylor told the investigators that they should arrest Godnew too, saying, please go get Craig. Please get Craig, because I was not the only one who shot those people. So I knew 3 of those people. It was supposed to be a robbery. So he's in the back seat, immediately folded. But again, this speaks to why Craig Godnew's story is so bullshit, because Jonathan Taylor did not know him at all. They had no loyalty to each other.
Not
he
at
immediately folded. So if they were to start wrestling and fighting, if you go back and watch Juice starring Tupac Shakur, they were best friends since they were kids. As soon as that dude started flipping the script on Tupac, he's like, I'm killing you, bro. I got a gun. I have the gun. I have the power. Yep. So this idea that they started fighting and wrestling, Jonathan Taylor had the upper hand and had the gun, and then was like, you know what? With the gun in his hand went, here, you take the gun. After we just got in a fight,
crazy.
You take the gun, and now you shoot those people. And then it's like, well, why wouldn't you shoot him?
Right.
So why are you even telling this dumb? This story's dumb. This is all just.
They didn't think it through, man. It's like, oh no, this story sounds good in this moment. This is going to work.
So, Godnew told investigators that he didn't wear a mask during the robbery that left 5 employees dead and 2 wounded because no one was supposed to be left. Boom. That's a confession. Yep. Boom. Yep. You're done. There were supposed to be no witnesses. In reading the charges against Godnew, he made it clear that masks were not supposed to be used in the robbery because the murders had been part of the plan.
Yeah. But you closed your eyes to shoot 5 people.
Yeah, I don't know why he told that. None of that's true. They went in there ready to just kill 7 people to get $2,500. Yep. Godnew said that this is that fat bastard Taylor's fault. I only shot the survivors. What the hell are you saying, bro? He's like, the only people I shot in the head were the ones that survived. So that's not murder. I only attempted murder. Yeah. That's him trying to clean it up. Mm-hmm. This is crazy. They're really dumb. So on January 22nd, 2001, Godinu pled guilty to murdering 3 people and wounding 2 others. Prosecutors stated that Godinu would be spared from the death penalty because he is mentally retarded. This is what the article said. I know that's not a term today, but
right. And this is why I said that Taylor took advantage of this dude.
100%.
Because you only knew him for 2 months, 2 weeks, whatever the fuck it said, and it's like
he saw this big guy.
You saw this big guy who was exact 100%. He's like, no, he's going to do whatever I tell him to do. Mm-hmm. When money involved,
got done. Gave him $300 in a gold coin, and he was like,
gold coin.
Yeah,
and he was like, all right,
yeah,
come on.
So Godinu was sentenced to 5 life sentences without parole. Godinu's attorney, Colleen Brady, stated that Craig Godinu is mentally retarded. Under New York law, that means that in a case like this, he could not receive the death penalty. She added that we are grateful that the district attorney has extended the time in which to consider this matter and investigate further. At his February 22nd, 2001 sentencing hearing, Godinu stated, I know my apologies to the family will never bring their loved ones back. I do deserve what I get. I don't expect nobody to accept my apology. Well, at least he's aware of that.
Yeah.
Taylor
was wrong.
Oh, so go ahead.
I'll say he knew what he did was wrong.
For sure.
Yeah.
Taylor was sentenced to death to be served on death row at the Clinton Correctional Facility near the Canadian border. His sentence was commuted to life in prison. So I'm assuming New York doesn't do the death penalty, or something happened. He was appealed in some kind of way, and so his death penalty sentence got commuted, and now he's just doing life in prison as well. That was the story of the Wendy's massacre. 2 survivors, thankfully, and I thought it was beautiful here that young man, Jacquion, made a miraculous recovery. I don't know in what capacity, but hopefully he's able to walk in some way. Because, I mean, now we're talking about a 2024, it's 24 years ago. This is like a 50-year-old man. So, I'm glad to hear that he made some kind of recovery. But again, prayers and condolences to the 5 victims who were killed for $2,500. And Anita Smith, who was a good person who just needed, liked her crew and her team and stayed behind a little bit later to help out. And it's just, again, that's the crazy thing about life, bro. You just make these decisions and they just could come with these crazy consequences or crazy windfalls of excellence. Like sometimes you make a random decision and a lot of positive comes from it. So that's the balance of life, man.
Tragic, man. Like you said, shout out to the survivors, but like that guy, it's weird hearing stories like this where it's always 2 suspects, and then when push come to shove, it's like, oh no, they did it for money, but it's like, oh no, they get locked up and now they're in separate rooms or whatever. It's like, he told me to do it. It's like, now you blaming it on, throwing blame on each other and shit. And it's like,
I didn't even want to go.
Right.
It was I didn't even want to go.
Trying to make yourself sound good and shit. Yeah. Trying to make yourself sound good and trying to put on the other person so you can get because you're not getting out. I mean, that's probably the best case scenario, but like to get less time.
Don't want to get that needle.
Yeah, to get less time, but
the only people I shot survived because I shot them where I shot them on purpose.
Right.
I was helping them. Like, all right, bro. Look.
Condolences and prayers to the families, man, and the people who was just working. They was just working. The guy who worked 72 hours in a week.
Grinding,
man. And
grinding.
That's terrifying, man.
Before we get out of here, man, you got any recommendations? You've been watching anything good?
Recommendations? No, I got some things in my queue that I want to watch. I haven't gotten to them yet.
Okay, I have finally gone further into Under the Bridge. I'm on episode 4 now. The show is heating up. It is very good. It's taken me so long, longer than any show I've ever watched. It's taken me so long to watch the show, but I'm finally starting to push through it. I'm on episode 4. It is, it's getting very interesting. I'm enjoying it. I fell off of Clipped. I watched a couple episodes. It just hasn't grabbed me again since I started it. So that's my recommendation to you, I guess, is like, I watched it I watched like 2 episodes in one night, and then I never went back to it again.
Okay.
So that's my clipped summary. I also watched a couple episodes of Tires with Shane Gillis.
I watched that too. I did start watching that. I forgot about that.
It's funny. It's an easy watch. You know, I don't think Shane Gillis is for everybody. It's not a hilarious show. It's like it's like as funny as the Office, but not as clever. So it's like The Office. No, I take that back. The Office has some episodes that made me hysterically laugh. But I would say the baseline of The Office is like a
yeah.
But then like a lot of clever stuff is happening. Tires is like I'll get like a and then it's just like, again, it's just kind of like a blue collar. It almost kind of like, I don't know, like Roseanne or something. I think he's feeding a audience that will watch the show and like it, which is like lower middle class, blue collar men who it's like their Frasier. Tires is like blue collar white dude Frasier.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, say something vaguely racist or like or sexist and like, but I'm a good guy. Like that's what you know. That's
it was okay. It didn't really catch my attention too much. It's not. There was a couple moments that was funny, but I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Again, I like Shane Gillis. I think Shane Gillis is funny in the way that he does things. I don't know if I like him in like a long form TV show.
Right. I like his comedy.
Yes,
but like I don't know about him being on the TV show. I was just like, it's alright.
Yeah,
it's not terrible. I'm just like, it's alright.
Not everybody has the it factor for television. Yeah. It's just something you either have it or you don't. And I'm not. And again, the couple things, the points that I made, I wasn't offended by this. It wasn't like I thought it was an offensive show. I just like, I get who this is for.
Right.
This is for like white guys that are like, what, we can't make jokes anymore? Can't be funny? Can't point out race?
That's the type of comedy Shane Gillis is.
And he's funny. He
does dark humor like that.
He's funny.
That's why I like him. Yeah, right.
But it just didn't translate in the show for me. I didn't find it funny in the show form.
Right.
When he's doing it on the stage, I find it, or I've heard him in podcasts be hilarious. But in the show, it just is like, I don't know, it's like as funny as if I was in a tire shop. I feel like I'd hear these jokes in a tire shop. Like it just it wasn't unique enough to me. But so yeah, I don't know. It's nothing really grabbing me in a great way recently. But you know, the search continues. I will continue to dive into things and find something.
Yeah,
I'll always report back.
I guess by the time people listen to this, the Boston Celtics has won the NBA championship and the season is over.
Sad
any
one,
sports fans
like
out there?
Sad time for the NBA. This is like the most pathetic finals I've ever seen in my life.
Man.
I think I would say that, right? I mean, like in my life, this might be the most boring, foregone conclusion. This has been an exciting playoff. This hasn't been a boring playoffs by any means. But this finals is probably those two, the Nuggets, Heat, and this and the Mavericks. Very boring. Nothing entertaining. I am concerned that the hopes and dreams that I've had for the WNBA taking advantage of the moment.
I
don't want to go into it because I have nothing.
Okay, all right.
I don't want to say anything. I just don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to, but I will say it looks like they're fumbling the bag, and I'll leave it at that.
Because I got an argument with somebody on Twitter. I'm like, oh, I'm ready for it because like we don't have to get into it, but I'm like, nah, man. Whatever Stephen A. Smith was saying, I 1,000% agree with.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we won't even go into it. What I'll say is I see people having two different arguments, and I agree with both sides. That's where I'll leave 100%. It at. I think that basketball is very important in the integrity of the sport and putting a good team out there, but this is a league that has not made money ever.
Again.
You know, and they have an opportunity to have somebody that is objectively a star, woman, man, like either way. And from a business standpoint, you put that person in front of the camera. And that's going to ruffle some feathers. But guess what? When Dana White realized that Conor McGregor was a superstar, Conor McGregor got whatever he wanted. And I'm not saying Caitlin Clark should be this like awful person that just gets better treated than everybody else. But that's the box office draw right now.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Conor McGregor. He pissed a lot of fighters off where they're like, I want to fight for $6 million. He's like, well, you're not fucking me. I'm the fucking cash cow here. Like that was, and Dana White was like, listen, I know he's saying a lot of dickhead shit, but it's true. So he's going to be on the main card, every fight, every commercial for the UFC. He's going to be the face of it. And that's because I want to make money.
Yep.
And if I make, Dana White's a bad example because like I was going to say, when I make money, y'all make money, but he doesn't pay his fighters fairly. So he's like, I make money and Conor McGregor makes money and y'all get whatever you get. But, you know, again, we're rambling about sports and stuff like that. But I just feel like I agree that you should want to chase 8 gold medals and everything like that. I get that. But if you don't care about anybody watching the Olympics, then cool. Like, I don't really see what the point of the Olympics is if nobody's watching it. And I'm not saying nobody's going to watch it, but I didn't know they won 8 straight. I didn't know they won 7 Olympics.
They won 7 straight.
I didn't
know
like
that. The women's basketball hasn't caught up to like men's basketball.
What do you mean, in popularity?
As far as talent.
Oh, you mean in the world?
In the world.
Yeah.
In the world.
So it's like
it hasn't. So it's like
you guys are probably going to win.
Yeah.
So why not let her? And my whole thing was, we're getting into it, so whatever. We'll finish it on this. But like, my whole thing was like, I saw a lot of brilliant women analysts who played the sport say, what do you guys think people are going to want to watch her ride the bench? And I go, yeah, probably. Like, the people will watch to see that there's a chance that she could get in the game. Like, the idea that nobody's going to want to, their argument was like, nobody's going to want to watch her not play. And it's like, well, the idea of her playing has been the biggest story in the WNBA that I've ever seen. Nobody's talked about the WNBA this much. And this is just about the potential of her being on the team. Yeah. So like, and again, I also heard the idea that might be a distraction. But it's only a distraction if y'all are salty.
I'm saying, but I agree with you. But when they go, okay, well, people are not going to want to watch her sit on the bench. Okay, every game, it's not going to be. That's what I mean about the talent as far as women's basketball around the world. There's going to be games with blowouts. She will play. And if she's jacking threes from half court and people are going to watch. What are we talking about? People are going to watch that. And see what Steph Curry did for the game?
And if she didn't play, that's hate. Y'all are up 20 against Croatia and she's still on the bench. That's like, no, we don't want her to play.
But
and that's what it feels like.
Right. She come in and have a crazy game when she drops 5 from 8 from 3 and, people 15,
are going to change the
20
channel. It's going to go on Twitter. Yo, Caitlin Clark's going crazy right now. Everybody's going to turn the game on. So, again, like I said, I see both sides of it. But for me, I think the WNBA is in this real identity crisis where they go,
you can't complain about money.
Breonna Stewart and A'ja Wilson should be the stars of the league because they're really good. And you go, you can't control what people want to see. A'ja Wilson had 34 points the other night. It was a great game. I watched the game. She went crazy. People don't care as much. I don't know how to. You can go, bro. There were people that were nicer than Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan came in the league. That doesn't mean anything. Like, that doesn't. People wanted to watch Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at me. I see them calling people a casual.
Yeah.
Like people that have been watching the WNBA for years are calling people like me a casual because now I'm watching the game. And it's like, I am yeah, you're right. I am a casual. Yeah. But like, that's how the game works. You guys get a bunch of new fans. You should be like, welcoming and happy. Why are you guys into like, man, oh, now y'all care about, I mean, I don't know this, like, I'm like, oh, now, where were y'all 4 years ago? We weren't watching, but now we are, and it feels like, it's almost making me not want to watch it, because it's like, am I being, like, insulted because I care now? Like, it's too late to care? Like,
I think it's a lot of hate, and people want the spotlight, but it's like, okay, well, you can't, like you said, you can't control who people want to see and watch. They want to see Caitlin Clark play. I don't know what else. It had nothing to do with race. No, she set the world in college on fire, shooting threes from deep and shit like that.
Like, I feel like I'm crazy.
And
did we not see
and everybody
this?
It's right. And it's like she comes to the league, it's like, okay, embrace her, market. You wanted more money. Now more money is coming in. Bro, they had to move the game location for her game from whatever they was playing to an NBA arena because it was so many people in attendance. They bought hella tickets and they had to move the game. Nobody has ever done that before.
I don't know, bro. It's
like,
crazy.
man, she's bringing in the money. Just let it. Just.
I think A'ja Wilson is better than Caitlin Clark will ever be as a basketball player. She's not a bigger star. Caitlin Clark's a superstar. A'ja Wilson might be a superstar too, but it's levels to it. And A'ja Wilson is a superstar who backs it up on the court. Caitlin Clark might not back it up on the court as well as A'ja Wilson can, but she's putting the butts in seats. And like, that's kind of the name of the game from a business standpoint. If you want to talk about if the WNBA star in the face of the league should be the best player, y'all don't have that luxury right now. Like, that's just not where we are, where we're at. We should be trying to grow the league, and then we can worry about who's better than who and all this stuff. Yeah. If you're the WNBA commissioner, Caitlin Clark wins WNBA Rookie of the Year. Caitlin Clark gets the Indiana Fever, can trade for whoever they want, like, get her some help. Like, you should be making that team a contender immediately. Every game should be on TV. If they had David Stern, none of this would even be in question.
No,
I don't know. I don't want to throw salt on the commissioner of whoever the WNBA is, but like, David Stern would be like, bro, Caitlin Clark's every commercial. She's gonna be on the star of the WNBA Olympics team. That's not even the question.
It's like, but we want y'all to get the money though. We want y'all to get paid as you should. We don't want y'all to get underplayed. We want y'all to get the money.
What
did
we
like,
say
people look at it
what
like,
did we say earlier in this episode though, bro? I think that to them that's compromising their morals and their integrity. To be like, if I'm Asia Wilson, I go, I know I'm better than Caitlin Clark. If I'm Breonna Stewart, I go, I know I would dog Caitlin Clark. So how can I sit here and let people say she's the face of the league and the best in the league? It's like, bro, do you want money? Like, do you want? I saw when the we don't rant now. Whatever, I don't care. When the young lady from the Chicago Sky pushed her, and then they made it into this whole thing like, man, we're getting all this negative attention and tweets and all shit. She's like, bro, that's what do you know what Draymond Green's mentions look like? That's called being. That's what fame in sports comes with. It's not gonna all be like, yo, she's great, and it's got to be villains, bro. It's got to be villains and rivalries. That's sports. It's like they got famous too quick, and they're not handling it well. And the whole league got famous too quick, and they're like, wait a minute, y'all got people in my mentions talking about I should die because I pushed Caitlin Clark. Like, bro, do you know what people say to LeBron James and his mention? Like, this is what being people when people care. This is what happens.
You know what happened to Josh Hart when he missed a fucking game-winning jump shot in the playoffs? They was threatening his wife and shit and family. I'm
not saying it's okay, but like if you want the $30 million payday, that's
because they watching the game. They watching the game. I know. Obviously, you don't want to have death.
I'm not saying it's okay. They said some racial shit to her or said she's a bitch.
100%.
But like that means people are watching the game.
Yep.
Not everybody that I think when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, do they think that the NBA is just like, yo, we make millions of dollars and it's like not stressful and we're all happy and everybody's like, yo, high five Ben Simmons. Go look at Ben Simmons' mentions right now.
Oh, they tear him up every.
Go look at Ben Simmons.
They tear him up now. He ain't even playing.
That's what comes when people care about your team and your franchise and they're invested and it's their team or their city. That's what happens, bro. And they just got a taste of it and it feels like they're not going to handle this very well. So it feels like if they don't handle this very well, it's going to go back to what it was. And maybe I think this revealed that maybe that's what they want. Maybe they don't want it this way, which is like, cool. Y'all can do the like, maybe if Asia Wilson is so good and Breonna Stewart is so good, people will have to watch. They have to watch, right? Because like you can't deny it. And it's like, bro, people have been denying it for 30 years. I'm like, people have been denying it. People have been denying it, bro.
Hey, did you know the Olympic team is like 3 people from like 3 different teams?
What do you mean?
It's like I don't know how many people that's on the team, but it's like all the players that's on the Olympic team are from 3 different.
Like the top heavy, the best teams.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't understand the argument. There was a young lady on TV that's been going at it with Skip, the light-skinned girl with the curly hair.
You probably talking about Andre Carter?
I think so. The light-skinned girl with the curly hair. She was like, the WNBA doesn't care about viewership, and they care about winning, and it's not the Olympics. The Olympics is not the WNBA, and that's like, where do you get the talent for the Olympic team? Yeah. The Olympics is a display of the talent that's in the WNBA. David Stern understood that, and that's why he sent Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, all the stars, because you go, when they go and dog every country in the world, and you go, damn, what is this? You're like, yeah, it's the NBA.
Yep.
This is all NBA talent. So you want to, of course, that's such a crazy way to even say that. Like, what do you mean the Olympics and the WNBA aren't the same? Where are the players that you're sending to the Olympics coming from? How does that make it just doesn't make it just, and again, that's why I say it's 2 different conversations, because of course,
for sure,
that's brilliant marketing sense.
Yeah.
You put your talent and your product on display to the world, and then you bring eyes back to
in the Olympics. Why wouldn't you want to do that to bring more fans in from overseas across the country to come watch, which means more views, which means more money. Like,
let's say Kelsey Plum goes out and score 40 points. You go, damn, where can I watch Kelsey Plum play next?
Right.
At the Las Vegas Aces. She plays for the WNBA.
Yeah. Nobody's telling them to give up their, lose integrity, their morals for money. Nobody's saying that. But I mean, like, you have a chance to bring more views in because of Caitlin Clark, right? Whatever. She's a white girl, whatever. She's not the star yet. She has the potential to, but right now she's hot and she's bringing in the money. I'm like, man, go ahead. Everybody knows that she's not better than Asia Wilson and the other girl, whatever her name. What's her name?
Breonna Stewart. There's a lot of girls she's not better than, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't. That's not the point.
Right, but it's like, man, just you get money out. y'all flying whatever, y'all in better planes now, making more money, making a little bit more money. What they make, like $100,000 a year?
The max
I think,
salary
like
is $250,000.
$200,000.
That's a max. Like you got maxed out.
I don't know. I just disagree with how they going about it, and they're like, we want to win the gold medal. I don't even think there's a competition in women's basketball. I think the USA is so superior to any other country as far as women's basketball. They can put her on. They could have found a spot for her.
Yeah.
There's a girl they got on the roster who was hurt. They're like, oh yeah, she should be good by the time Olympics come around. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, man,
Whatever
it's wild, bro. Like I don't know. I just hate to see.
I think they miss an opportunity.
That's what I was just about to say. Like I just hate to see like an opportunity be fumbled like this, because I've heard people call Caitlin Clark a golden goose a lot, and that's what it is. I mean, like you can come up with all the reasons that you want to why she has this notoriety, this fan base, what she's white and plays back, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but like the idea that clearly makes these players in this league upset. They can say whatever they want to say, but whenever they start getting into it, it's like, yeah, I mean, she's a fine player. Like everything's shade. We have nothing against Caitlin Clark. Like she's a fine player. Like she does her thing a little bit, I guess, and I'm sure she will get better as time goes. Everything's like that. Everything is like, I'm not saying you gotta go crazy and glaze her, but it's like it's so clear that they don't want her to be the face of the league. They don't think she deserves it. They don't think she's good, that good. And it's like, I hear you, but this is a business, right? Like, why are we not looking at it? I don't know. Maybe that's the competitor in them or something, where it's like, I just know I could bust her ass. So how could I ever respect her when people say she's the best? People calling her the GOAT. It's like, I don't know, bro. But like,
but the thing
did the
is that
seats
they
sell
taking
out every seat in your game? Like,
right. And they say all this stuff, but it's like she hasn't came out and said, no, I'm the best player in the NBA.
She's mad humble.
Everybody else, the analysts are coming out and saying
she's
this.
mad
people
quiet and
watch
humble.
The sport, humble, and they taking it out on her. It's like the Lonzo Ball shit. That's what I compare it to. Lonzo Ball came in the league. Obviously, nobody was saying he's gonna be the face of the league, but like he had so much hype because his dad built him up, and game one, everybody was at his neck trying to take his head off. He was just like, man, I'm just out here to play basketball. I don't know what it's all this.
But in
this hype is about.
But in this scenario,
all this negativity.
But in this scenario, Caitlin Clark's dad is millions and millions of new fans that the WNBA is being like, y'all are casuals. Get the fuck out of here. Like the way people were like, yo, Lonzo Ball's dad can't come to the game. That's how I feel when I'm watching these analysts. They're being like, man, where were y'all when Tracy Ebeneski won the WNBA Finals MVP in 2007? It's like, bro, so I can't be a new fan? Y'all hate the new, like y'all are mad at the new fans. Like that's in this scenario, the Lonzo Ball dad in this scenario is millions and millions of new fan and sponsors and attention. It's like, man, y'all need to shut up all that hyping her up. It's like, bro, we're hyping her up, but like it's trickled down to y'all.
My first WNBA game was Caitlin Clark's game, which was like the most viewed WNBA game in like ever.
Yeah.
And that's the first game I watched, and I watched it. I mean, like, I don't know what else. Because why? Because of the hype.
Yeah.
The hype.
It's must-see TV.
You had to.
I don't know why that makes me a bad person, because it's like, well, where were you 4 years ago? It's like, bro, that's not my fault. That like, why, like, I don't know. It's crazy to guilt people for like, now we're trying to watch it now. But yeah, sorry about the rant on WNBA, but you know, it is, we are passionate about it. Like we care. And whether that's just because Caitlin Clark, there were a lot of people who started watching the NBA when Michael Jordan started winning and were MJ fans. Like that's just that's sports, bro. I hate that that's even something that people need to feel like they need to defend, or you can clown somebody for being like, bro, there are people who never watched the NFL. The Patriots won a couple of Super Bowl rings. It's like the Chiefs, the most current like example.
Yeah.
I'm not, Taylor Swift starts going to the Chiefs games. I'm a Chiefs fan.
Yep.
So you think the Chiefs are like, yo, if you're a Taylor Swift fan and you're just here because you like Taylor Swift, don't watch our games and don't come to our games. What? That'd be a terrible business decision.
The NFL is like, don't do that.
That'd be a terrible business
Watch
decision.
the games, please.
So it's like, of course, this guy, his girlfriend, maybe she doesn't really care about the NFL, but she's a viewer who's watching the Chiefs, got a Chiefs jersey. That's money in the pockets of the NFL
records,
and for the franchise. And the WNBA is like, I hate that fan. Like, you're not a real fan because you're just here to watch Caitlin Clark play the Washington Mystic. It's like, but they bought the ticket and the jersey and the popcorn.
I was gonna go to a game. It's too expensive, but I was gonna go to a game.
It's just a weird business practice. I understand from a basketball, I get it. There's a lot of people better than her, but from a business standpoint, this really feels like a bag is being fumbled before our very eyes. And I just, I don't know. And if people disagree and are like, I agree with you. Like if you disagree with me, I agree with you that maybe Caitlin Clark isn't the best player in the league, but she's the most profitable player in the league, and it's not even close. It's not even close. So, just a little food for thought. Anyway, I've been Alvin Williams, man. Joined as always by my wonderful partner in true crime, Fran and Alvin. And we'll see you guys next week.
Deuces.